Good Monday morning to you. It is yet another Money Mondays, and I wanted to talk a little bit today about some CEO leadership. So, as you are building your brand, a few different things that you can do to kind of start to put together your perfect CEO schedule and your perfect CEO budget. So, I've been going to a lot of different business coaching over the last several years. Even since starting my company, I jumped right into business coaching because, as much as I can make apparel and I can do product development and look at spreadsheets and numbers when it comes to the fashion industry, there was definitely an element of like not really knowing how to run a business that I needed to learn quickly so that I could make sure that my business was successful, right? So, one of the main things that I started to learn when I really got into some business coaching and learning from some people who were experts and really diving into one on one coaching and people like kind of breaking apart what my business could become and starting to give me some really good advice. Some of the things that we started to look at were like backwards thinking in the way of what kind of a CEO lifestyle do you want to lead? And so I kind of wanted to walk you through that process just a little bit today because it's something that I still do. And even though we might not 100% be there yet with my company, for me to be able to have the perfect CEO day or the perfect CEO schedule, it's something that I'm constantly always looking forward to, right? So we've got like a vision board of what my CEO day looks like, what my perfect situation looks like, so that I can always be thinking about it and working hard to someday get there. So the first thing that I really like to do is to think about like your perfect day. And this is something that over the last year or so, I've really gotten into in the way of like meditation. Like I will sit for even just 15 to 20 minutes in the morning and kind of just think on what it is that I'm trying to achieve with my company. Think on visualizing what I want the company to look like 3, 5, 10 years from now. Really putting thoughts to work, trying to figure out how to manifest some of this stuff, right? We've talked about this on Money Mondays in the past, talking about how like really thinking about what you want is the kind of thing that will help you put a plan in place. And so this is one of those things. And if you're able to really visualize what the perfect day for you looks like, mine has something to do with, a slow morning where I can get up with my husband and we have coffee together while we watch a little bit of news and then get in my car and I head out and go to a yoga studio and go to a hot yoga class every single morning before I come home and get cleaned up and have the opportunity to jump in a few meetings with a few people, but I'm not spending my entire day kind of grinding on client work the way that we are right now. I've got a team for that and I've got a staff for that, and I'm able to hire people and offer them good jobs, and it's all kind of coming together in this beautiful picture for me. And then at the end of the day, when I shut everything down, I've got the opportunity to be outside for a while. Maybe I'm doing some gardening, or maybe I'm cooking dinner for me and my family. And so there's just a lot that can be visualized in the way of what does your perfect day look like? If you had to do it day in and day out, what's something that would just make you happy and joyous every single day? So what you kind of want to do once you start to visualize, like, this is my perfect life, this is my perfect day, this is my perfect week, month, year. What I like to start thinking about then, and this is some advice that I was given when I first started business coaching, is okay, who do I need to hire to basically get to that point, right? Like, what would I need to delegate off of my plate to get to the perfect CEO day? What do I need to have someone else help me do so that I don't have to do all the things that I'm doing right now? I can have space and time and, you know, just a way for me to have creative juices flowing and for me to have space to continue visualizing what my life could look like, what the company could look like, what my employees' lives could look like if things keep getting bigger and better. And so as you learn how to delegate and take certain things off of your plate, that's the first question I really like to ask myself. So here's this big, beautiful plan. What do I need to delegate so that I can someday get there? And then basically, if I'm delegating all of that stuff, who do I need to hire? And I recently was tapping into some of these different books. I'm kind of totally blank on the name. It's Benjamin someone who wrote Who Not How, 10X is Easier Than 2X. Again, I'm sorry, we're live here. So it is what it is. If I can look, let me see. I can't see it on my thing. I'll look it up for us, because he's a really important author, I think, for you to know as you're kind of exploring becoming an entrepreneur, being a CEO. Dr. Benjamin Hardy. And this book was written with Dan Sullivan. And so I did just finish listening to 10X is Easier Than 2X, but they reference a lot into who, not how. And I have that book. It's sitting right there on my shelf. And I plan to read it here very soon, because a lot of times when you're thinking about how to make the next leap in your business, or how to make your dream life happen, or how to delegate some things off of your plate, it's not really a question of how do I get there, but it's a question of who do I need to hire who does know how to get there? Who do I need to hire who can do this better than me? Who do I need to hire who is the expert that I can bring in so that all of a sudden this stuff becomes easy? And so when you think about your perfect day and what you need to delegate off of your plate to get there, now it's looking at who do I need to hire to delegate to? And then when you're thinking about numbers, so here comes the money part of it, right? Like, what do I need to be able to pay those people to be able to hire them? So if I want to have someone come cleaning my house, if I want to have someone to be booking any of my travel for me, if I want to have a personal assistant, an executive assistant, someone doing marketing, someone coming in and crushing sales, what kind of salaries do I need to be offering those people? Or what kind of hourly rate do I need to be offering those people so that they would want to come work for me? And so now I can put together a bunch of different numbers of like, okay, this is my dream life. This is who I need to hire. This is what I need to pay them. And now you can start to reverse engineer that into, what do I need to sell? What kind of products do I need to make? What kind of services do I need to offer? And how many of those things do I need to sell to get there? And so that's how you start with step one today. We've totally backed up from where you want to be in your dream life, in your vision, now to a very practical step of, my first thing that I need to do is to create this product or this service so that I can sell enough of it so that I can hire my first person and offer them the salary that I think is very fair. And so that's how we really like to back up a lot of different project management that we do, right? We want to look way into the future, and then we want to back things up and put different steps in along the way so that we understand, okay, 3 years from now, I want to be here. 5 years from now, I want to be there. And that eventually will get us to the point where we want to be. But the ultimate goal is to be able to understand, what are the 3 main priorities that I can do today to help make that life, make that dream happen. And so when you're thinking about all of that and you're thinking about your CEO lifestyle, that can be the thing that helps you understand what you need to be doing on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis right now. What are your sales goals right now? What are your pricing targets? What kind of prices do you need to put on your products to actually make that work? And so those are the kinds of things that I really like to do inside the business. I'm constantly looking at these things, always coming up with new ideas, new ways of products to be able to get out into the market so that we can not just be making money for the business, so that someday down the line, I can hire the right people, have an amazing team, and then have the CEO lifestyle of my dreams, but also so that we can be helping people, right? When we're building services, when we're building products, the best way to feel comfortable selling them is to know that those products and services are going to help your customers and clients. So when you have that kind of feeling behind your products, you have a lot easier time selling them and actually getting them out into the world and telling the world how amazing they are, because you know that they're of service to those people. So I just wanted to kind of walk you through a little bit of that exercise today. If it's something that you've been trying to dream about, to just figure out like how to get to the life that you've been dreaming of for such a long time. How do I become that badass CEO that I've always wanted to be? Those are some of the steps that you can put in place. And it's also a really fun exercise, I find, to really visualize the future you, your future company, and everything else that you could possibly want. Dream big. Don't hesitate. Make it all really big. Put in the biggest stuff that you could possibly want, and then put a plan in place. And if you're looking for a couple other books to read, I'm actually trying to make my way through Think and Grow Rich, which is a great one. It's the classic Think and Grow Rich, is how to really put a plan in place, right? Think about what you want, put a plan in place, and execute it. It can be as simple as that. And at the end of the day, what you need is persistence, because it's going to be hard on some days. And you just need to keep visualizing your dream. So if you liked this episode of Money Mondays, please let me know. I always love to hear from the community. You can leave comments below here on YouTube. And I will be seeing you next week. Have a great rest of your week. Happy Monday.